And it's Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio Gallery in the backyard. And I've got all kinds of cool little containers that I've showed in a bunch. Came from Michael's in the baking section. And I've got paint to use up. And I like these containers because I can put lids on top of them while I'm not using them temporarily. And then I'm going to add some more colors to each of them and hopefully get away with using them. I think I needed something a little more contrasting in here, and the same over here, although I'm not completely convinced of that yet. Maybe it should be white pearl instead. Maybe if it came out it would be even better. That's still not doing it for me. What's going to go in there? Yeah, that's weird. That's not coming out. I need something that will come out. And I am going to use all these colors. Ah! That's interesting. Ouch, that hurts. Okay, so I think this is going to be weird. I also kept and scraped off my silicone container that I used instead of a balloon earlier, so we'll see how that goes. I've got a 12 by 16 inch canvas. I'm just going to put a whole bunch of white in here. I mean a whole bunch too. And some of the mysterious, that's been not any longer being made by Art Minds, that was available at Michael's. So, move some of my paint away. This time I'm not gonna this time I'm gonna try not to use my 16 by 20 inch canvas for anything more than I'm gonna just spread a black background. I'm having such a hard time today talking, I can't tell you. But it'll be alright in time, I'm sure. So I'm not sure how much paint to spread, because I know the thicker the layer of paint is, the more likelihood of flowing everything else on it. But my idea is really just to dump these colors once or twice in the most random way. That's beginning to hurt. But that's because I'm using my right hand. I can't wait till this stops being an issue. Carpal tunnel is nasty, so I'm sorry to all of you who have to deal with that. I don't want to be among you. I don't seem to have a choice at the moment, though. 3 days of typing is a no-no for me. Alright, so I've got most of that covered, and it seems to be adhering somewhat. But I'm going to add colors on top of it, and it's only meant as a layer to slide. I'm sure I've got edge catchers around here if that's going to happen. I'll use them. Not trying to make you dizzy. My turntables are also, well, not mine, but there are turntables on the Amazon link below Show More, where you can also find these OXO omelet turning spatulas, best paint spreading spatula around, and other stuff that people who paint might love to have. I'm going to throw that back in the bucket and grab a smaller version, and then I'm going to maybe leave a little bit of that. See how I feel about it. Start from another direction. Throw that one in the bucket. I can always add paint from my squeeze bottles. Ooh, I didn't know I could use the edge of that. I do now. Orangey black. Maybe a little more brown than I want. So I'm just doing this to use up my colors, basically. And I will add whatever I want. I'm kind of contemplating Just throwing some chain in here. But part of me definitely wants to tilt first. And part of me goes, hey, I'm done, look at that. I got a little more color there that I want. I could even use that on the edges and be pretty happy I'm doing it. I'm channeling Jackson Pollock. I have wanted to do a dustpan pour for a while, so this is sort of like that, only not. I do want to add some of this, which is the Anita's Metallic. And I could do whatever I want to this. So maybe what I should do, oh, I missed one. Use up all my paint. That is not overly attractive. I think that was part of my snow scene leftovers. That can go away. I think all of my basting brushes are in the bucket. One of these times, I could just leave this like this and be pretty happy, I gotta say. I am actually a fairly decent spontaneous composer. God knows what this will become if I decide to do something else with it. It's definitely abstract expressionist at this point. I've used most of my spatulas just applying paint. Well, I think it's time for chain. I'm going to try and be a little cautious about where I send paint. And if I only do this partially, then maybe I will tip. I want to use some of that paint. I'm dragging it over to the edge because I want to use some of that paint to cover my edge. And yes, I do have plenty of paint on my chain still. I'm kind of liking the idea of leaving plenty of areas of solid color, but it's not really solid anyway. Might be almost time to grab a clean chain or a small chain. Cover my edge. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'm going to grab a little loop. Keep looking where I might want something new. And when there's paint built up on the chain, let it deposit itself right on the edge. I got some neat orange stuff. If you lift up on the front of the chain so you don't have very much touching, you get a completely different mark. And if you decide to drag through, things are also quite different. It's been a few days since I've done anything like this. I'm not sure it's like riding a bicycle yet. But I'm getting some interesting shapes. And I'm getting some paint to cover my edges, which I'm not the least bit unhappy about that. It's a lot of ribboning. I think I need another new piece of chain. I've got this Love Life silicone mat to take care of my chains for right now, which is pretty neat. Really like that orange blob. I don't want to do much to change it. And I've got little dendrites happening on some of my paints. And I really like that purple edge down there, but it makes me want some more. Got lots of things being exposed, which I'm very tempted to take a straw to see what will happen with that. Every so often the chain will do what it wants to, and I just let it. This is wild. I'm glad I have lots of pieces of chain cut. I'm really tempted to take the large one. But once I take the large one to it, then kind of all bets are off. Let's go in here. Take that yellow. I need to steal some paint to cover my edges.